the more information that comes out about this entire situation involving Andrade leaving WWE, the worse it's looking for him. And it might be time for him to find a good lawyer. Let's talk about it right here in Alyx's World. Hello all, and welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I think he's screwed, y'all. I think it's a lot worse than we thought. I think he might want to gear up to take TKO and the WWE to court, because based off of this new information that's come out from Fightful Select and other wrestling news sources, there is no way out of this. This man could be looking at not getting paid for a full year. A full year. And then not being able to work, at least not in the United States. Japan, of course, Mexico, that's different. But based off of what we got from the TKO contract, he might be out of luck when it comes to working with AEW. So let's backtrack. Yesterday, I came up here and I discussed the news of why Andrade was not seen on AEW television. He debuted on the 6th year anniversary of Dynamite, and it was looking like he was going to be put in a feud with Kenny Omega, and then he just disappeared. He just went away. What happened to him? Well, come to find out, WWE sent a cease and desist to AEW telling him, sorry, he has a non-compete. And so we all thought, well, why are we all now finding out about this? Why didn't y'all tell him or tell us or tell anyone else in your company? Because people in WWE thought he was free to work with AEW too. So that was just all kinds of messy. We all said that was WWE's fault, rightfully so, until more information came out about this new TKO contract. Now, in the old WWE contracts, wrestlers were, of course, told about the 90-day non-compete if they were fired or released before their contract expired, right? And it said in that contract, based off of what we heard in interviews and saw with other people, like Brock Lesnar in 2004, when you're on that 90-day non-compete, you're supposed to be paid. The company is legally required to pay you throughout the 90 days that you are told to not compete, whether it's a certain amount of money or the rest of the money in your contract. I'm not too sure about that part, but they're supposed to be paid. And I assumed that was what Andrade was going to have to go through. Sit out your 90 days, but you're going to get paid. And then the news came out that he wasn't getting paid. And then the people in WWE came out and said the reason why he's not getting paid is because he violated the terms of his contract. And we're like, wait, you can't just decide whether or not he should be getting money, because usually WWE contracts say when you're under a 90-day non-compete, you're supposed to be paid. Brock Lesnar took the WWE to court in 2004 for that very reason, and he won. So I'm thinking, have you not learned your lesson 20 years ago? Someone else took you to court for this very reason. Do you think Andrade can't take you to court either? So I was completely on Andrade's side and AEW's side. I said, this is in no way, shape, or form their fault. WWE is in the wrong here. Now I don't know, because more information has come out, and I would like to read you this information. Fightful Select got a hold of the new TKO contracts for not just WWE wrestlers, but UFC wrestlers, people working under TKO. And it says, if you are fired for cause or breach of your contract, then you have this is crazy, you have a 1 year non-compete without pay. 1 year? And it says it right here. I'll read it to you. Upon termination of this agreement by promoter for a breach of the terms hereof, wrestler, and it just says wrestler, not UFC fighter, but wrestler shall not work, appear, or perform in any capacity for any professional wrestling, sports entertainment, mixed martial arts, and or ultimate fighting organization, promotion, or entity not owned or controlled by promoter, which is why I mentioned, hey, they might let him work in other promotions that WWE has control over in the last video. But let's continue. Controlled by promoter in the United States. That's important. That's an important detail. For a period of up to, Jesus Christ, 1 year from the date of such expiration or termination, as specified by promoter in the notice of termination, provided, however, that if no lesser period is specified by promoter in the notice of termination, such period shall be 1 year. So if they don't tell him how long they're going to be out or how long you can't work, then it's a 1 year non-compete. It's a 1 year non-compete by default. And they're saying he's not getting paid for that 1 year. It's in the contract. He signed it, and he breached it. He breached it when he violated the wellness policy. And keep this in mind, with WWE, you violate it 3 times, you're fired. So if he violated it once, he's suspended for 30 days, 2, 60 days, 3, you're fired. And I can go back when Andrade was signed in 2024, right? There was that period where he was gone suddenly. That must have been the first time he violated the policy. Then they brought him back to feud with Carmelo Hayes. And then he was gone again. So that must have been the second time. Then they brought him back to tag team with Rey Fenix. And he's gone. That must have been strike 3. So in this instance, it's hard for me not to put the blame on Andrade. Whatever issues you had with drugs, you were given 1, 2, 3 chances. Well, 2 chances. Because first time and then second time. You violated it 3 times. And you got the consequences. It says it in your contract. Right there. It says it in your contract. And I'm pretty sure your lawyers read that. So he does deserve blame for this. He does deserve some kind of blame. And that does suck. At the same time, let me back this up a little bit. There's no way that you can have someone not compete for a full year and not pay them. There's got to be some way Andrade can get out of this. 90 days is one thing. And even that's much. I'm sorry, 90 days and not getting paid, that's torture. A full year? 365 days without getting paid. No, sir. There's got to be a way he can get out of that. I'd rather they just give him the 90 days and just let him work in AEW. Hell, I would rather them just let him work. Fine, don't pay him. Don't pay him. Have that be the contract. Let them know, okay, you know what? Because you breached the contract, we're not paying you. I'd rather you do that than to not let him work. Yeah, he did drugs. He was told not to do it. He was given chances. He got fired for it. Punish him by not paying him. But like, to not pay him and then to not let him make money, that just seems cruel. And I do believe if Andrade took this to court, he would win that case. Fine, fire him. Don't pay him, but let him work. He should be able to work. Now, it did say that he's not allowed to work in the United States. So, Japan? Maybe. Mexico? Maybe. CMLL? I don't know if that's going to be challenged or not. Hopefully it's not. Who cares? But the contract does specifically say United States owned. So he might have to go to a different country for a full year to work. That's wild, y'all. we'll see what happens, but yeah, we might not be seeing him for a while on AEW television. Unless he takes him to court. He's got to go to court. That's not right. At the same time, though, you did break their policy. You did breach their contract. This isn't like you got released because they had no creative plans for you. Because then that would be messed up. Imagine them just releasing him and then telling him you can't work for a full year and you won't get paid because we couldn't come up with a creative idea for you. Then I would totally be on his side. I can't fully be on his side now because WWE had this very specific clause in their contract saying, if you breach your contract, not only will we not pay you, you can't compete with anyone else for a full year. Is it a bit much? Yes. Are they going too far with it? I 100% believe that this is not okay. But it's in the contract. And there is that part of me where it's like, you shouldn't have breached your contract. You shouldn't have done drugs. You knew better. You signed it. You had your lawyers look over it. I hope so. And if you didn't, that's also on you. In my last video, I went off of the assumption that he was operating on the old WWE contract, the WWE contract that said, yeah, when they release you and give you 90 days, you have to be paid. And I was going off of precedents, Brock Lesnar and other wrestlers in the past who said that. This is a new contract. This is a totally new contract, totally new situation that he signed and that he had to have known about. And if he didn't know about it, that's also on him. Is it wrong? 100%. And it should be challenged in court. But he did bring this on himself. And he should have told AEW about it. Because that's wild. It also scares me that there are a lot of talent and people that work for WWE who don't know about this clause. Clearly, because people in WWE thought it was still the old WWE contract. They must have snuck this one in. So I bet you a lot of wrestlers, male and female, won't be doing drugs anytime soon. Or at least violating that wellness policy. Although, if you're Randy Orton, you could probably get away with it. Andrade is not Randy Orton or a CM Punk. But CM Punk is straight edge. So, he doesn't have to worry about this. But anyone else that does stuff that would clearly violate the wellness policy, if you know what I mean, yeah, I think they would probably get what Andrade got. Oh, sorry, no pay. I just think that's messed up, though. I understand TKO is a business, and they're going to look for whatever way they can to not have to pay somebody. I get it. But could you do it in a way where it's not cruel? Fine. Don't pay them. You violated your contract. You breached your contract. I don't need to pay you. That's your fault. But you can go work for AEW. That's my thing. I don't think Andrade should be given any kind of leeway. He messed up. He screwed himself. But I think the punishment, the severity is a bit much. Just don't pay him. That's it. Just don't pay him. So I do hope Andrade takes him to court, and I hope he wins. Because he should be able to work for AEW. They better let him work. Now, I don't know. I will say this. I'm not sure if they're giving him the full year, the full 1 year. They probably told him, I'm hoping they told him 90 days with no pay. Which is still cruel, and he should still sue them for that, by the way. He should still sue them for that. But hopefully it's 90 days. And then January comes, he's able to work. But if it is a full year, if they're going to hold him for a full year, hell no. Miss me with that. That's not okay. I don't care what anyone has to say. That is not okay. A full year. A full year. Well, again, this is about you violating or breaching the contract. When you stop and think about it from that perspective, is it really that unfair that they would punish you for breaking their contract. Again, I believe, this is just my opinion, they should have just fired him and not paid him. I'm not paying you a single dime because you violated your contract. I think that's fair. The 1 year without competing, that's just cruel. So now you're stopping him from making money, at least in the United States. No, absolutely not. Take him to court for that. Take him to court for that, and I hope you win. So there you go. That's the update. Good luck to him. That does suck, but I am now changing my position a little bit. In the last video, I put the entire blame on WWE. Now I'm not going to, because they put it in the contract, and he knew about it because he signed it, and he still violated the contract. So I'm not blaming AEW, but I'm not going to blame WWE. Honestly, I'm blaming Andrade. I'm blaming you, bro. You put yourself in this situation. You screwed yourself, so you're going to have to fix it. Sue them, please. Please sue them, because that doesn't sound right. And it's not right to stop someone from competing for a full year for whatever reason. Just fire them and not pay them. Let him make his money, legally, of course. Let him make his money. But that's just me. Y'all give me your thoughts down below. Do you agree with this decision? With the way the contract is laid out? Have your minds changed? Has that changed your mind? Or do you still think Andrade should be able to work? Let me know down below. Thank you for watching. Do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I love you all, and I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's World, the place it was, is, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Peace.